EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. This episode is partially sponsored by Libby Weissman and her team at Senior Transition Navigator and Luxury Homes of the Treasure Coast. They work with seniors and their families, and they provide a lot of different services like downsizing, decluttering, packing, moving, relocation, and more. For a free consultation, give Libby a call at 772-783-2800 or visit seniortransitionnavigator.com and luxuryhomesofthetreasurecoast.com. So now, have you ever seen the Progressive insurance commercial? Mara is in front of a group of college graduates, and she's giving this speech, mundane tasks of adulting, and the last thing she leaves them with is the fact that they have to figure out what to make for dinner for the rest of their lives. Well, you're listening to this show, so that does not have to be you, because joining me in the studio today is Kerstin Decook, and she is a globe-trotting culinary enthusiast, author, coach, and speaker whose website is rockthekitchen.net. She has a series of books under the umbrella The Confident Home Cook. Her approach to cooking is very unique, so welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ellen.
Yeah, I'm
glad to be here.
I am really happy to have you here. I do have to say quickly, my husband met you a couple of weeks ago at a different party, and I thought, oh no, he's just going to have you just talking for over an hour. He loves cooking, and he remembered you.
Aww.
He asked me who was on the show today, and he was so excited.
Oh,
so I just want you to know.
nice.
Yes. So now, before we start talking about the books and the coaching that you do, I'd love for you to share a little bit about your background and also tell us where you're originally from, because your accent is delightful. Yeah.
Well, my life has been very adventurous from the beginning on. I grew up in Russian-occupied East Germany when the wall was still up. Spent 16 years of my life there. And then before the wall came down, 5 years, we moved to West Germany. And I spent a few more years there, became a social educator, and started working with young adults with learning disabilities. Then, at the age of 27, I was adventurous and immigrated to Canada. I couldn't speak a word English because I learned Russian in school.
Wow.
But I decided, you know what, I can learn it. And so I spent some years in Canada and then immigrated again to the United States, became a real estate agent, property manager, and a coach, also energy leadership coach. And then a few years ago, my husband came home one day and he said he is a licensed captain since 1984.
Oh, wow.
And he said he dreamed of having his own little private cruise ship in the San Juans. That's where we come from, lived in the Pacific Northwest. And he wanted to offer adventure charters in the Pacific Northwest up to Alaska. And he says, I'm not getting any younger. Are we going to do this? And I said, okay, that sounds like a new adventure. And so I said, okay, well, you're going to be the captain. I'm going to be the first mate, because that was kind of like, I know my Bodhi stuff.
Yeah.
And then I said to him, it's like, so are we going to hire a chef de cuisine, or what are we doing? He's looking at me, babe.
It's you.
And I was like, seriously, that's going to be my new title? And so I was thinking, well, okay, I can cook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a bad cook, but I'm certainly not chef de cuisine material.
Mm.
And he says, well, that's fine. You can just cook spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm thinking, so you want us to get 5-star reviews for spaghetti and meatball? I don't think that's going to work.
That's cute.
So I figured I needed to up my game in the kitchen, and I started to study culinary art in Canada, in the US here. I went to Europe, Germany, Spain, Greece, different places, Paris for sauces.
Oh, yeah.
And so I really up-leveled my game in the kitchen, and that's when I was able to actually deliver even better meals. But not just that, what happened is it changed my game in the kitchen, because cooking for me was more like a chore, like for most of us.
For most, yes.
But it truly became like my playground in the kitchen. Now I work with flavors, I try new things, I create, and it's way more fun than it's been a chore. And that really has changed. And I'm thinking, well, if that changed for me, why not help others to help them change their thinking about how cooking can be, and help them to create, to have more fun and creativity in the kitchen, become more confident. And so that's what my mission is now, to help tons of home cooks to change their thinking and change their mind and just have fun in the kitchen.
Yes, and your books are fun, and we're going to get to the Dress to Impress in just a moment, because that was a lot of fun for me. So now in the intro, and we just spoke about it a moment ago, that whether you live alone or you're in a couple situation or a larger family, the everyday grind of what to prepare and the decision process of how to decide what to make. Could you give us a couple of tips on that thought process to make it easier to figure out what to make for dinner?
So here's what changed for me. By going to culinary school, I didn't go there to study recipes. And they don't teach you that anyways, right? They teach you methods and techniques, and then they send you off, if you ever seen this in cooking shows, to the wall of ingredients, and you pick and choose, and you use a method that was taught, and that's how you cook. So for home cooks, and the way my books are structured is, I suggest for you to learn some simple methods, like the sautéing, stir frying, blanching, how to cook noodles so they're not sticky, or rice that's not sticky. And once you kind of know some simple methods, then you could just literally open your fridge and see, what do I got? Which vegetables do I have? What protein do I have? Which aromatics? Do I have an onion? Do I have a celery? Maybe a carrot that I could use to just bring some flavor. And then once you kind of have that, then you can think, well, what do I feel like? What do I want to make? Do I want to make a noodle dish, a saucy, soupy dish, maybe roast some vegetables? So I think this frees us up from just thinking which recipe, or spending 10 minutes looking in a book only to find out you may not even have what is suggested, right?
Yeah, that I think is the most frustrating part. Absolutely. So now you have some books coming out. As a matter of fact, this one has that gray line in front of it because this is just the author copy.
Yes.
What is the title of this book?
So this is the first book in a series, The Confident Home Cook, what you talked about. It's called Dress to Impress, Your Salad, that is. And it's all about homemade salad dressings, how you can make them from scratch. Super easy, super simple. And it's not just about salad sauce making, because you will not find rigid recipes in here like in so many other cookbooks that talk about salad sauces. I'm giving you a framework, like a blueprint, and some techniques and some methods. And I'm teaching you the 4 kind of components, ingredient components that take major play in the creation of salad dressings and vinaigrettes. And then from there, you go to you experiment with your with basically, experiment to create sauces. And they're so quick to make. There's so much more, they're fresh, so much more tasty. That's what I was going to say, because they're freshly made. They have no preservatives. You can adjust the sugar and the salt, and to your liking, to what you want, to your preferences, right? So yeah, it's a very fun and playful guide. And the reason why I started with salad dressings is because we're not making a 7-layer cake. We're not making a souffle here. It's so easy. So to start to become creative and gain more confidence, this is the easiest way to get started.
That is a great way. And you know what I say, Cindy? I say it's a novel approach to cooking. The pun is intended. Cindy is clapping for me. Thank you, Cindy, very much. She actually prefers if I try to work a pun into every show, just so you know.
Right.
But when I was looking at that, and you're right, as I was going through the book, there are recipes towards the end, but I loved hearing about the ratios of things. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but I was thinking to myself, now that I understood certain principles that you teach first, I'm really excited to not only try the recipes, but to say, oh, I have this, this, and this. What if I put this together? What would that be like?
Yes.
Well, so I do. I love that very much. So before we take a commercial break, as we have to in just a moment, how do people find you and your books?
Very simple. You can go to rockthekitchen.net, not .com, but .net. And under My Cookbooks, you can click that button, and they're all listed there. Dress to Impress is coming out on July 15th. So right now the ebook is on pre-sale, but the paperback, for some reason, it cannot be on pre-sale. Don't ask me that. It's just an Amazon regulation, I guess. But on July 15th, it will be there. So you can either pre-order the ebook or you can get the book on July 15th, and the other upcoming books are listed underneath. So if you're interested in any of those, you can just type your name and email address and you get on the list, and I will inform you when they're going to be ready for sale.
Very exciting. Rockthekitchen.net. And with that said, and Kerstin, I want people to know it's Kerstin Decook, Decook. Great last name, by the way.
I know, I hear that all the time.
Oh, my goodness. So, and that way you can also go to Amazon as well. But we have a lot more to discuss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our summer savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including 50% off on all in-stock Universal Coastal Living collections. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Are you opening a used car lot, pawn shop, a restaurant that will serve beer and wine? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I am with Kerstin Decook, and she is I love this on your website, globe-trotting culinary enthusiast, author, speaker, coach. And your background, as you discussed in the first half, has led you
to this wonderful thing that you're doing now with the books, and then we'll talk about the coaching in just a moment. But I want to, because we talked about the Dress to Impress, your salad, that is, and then there's 2 other books. I love the title, Under the Umbrella of the Confident Home Cook, Dinner for One. 1 pan, 1 plate, 1 happy belly. And then the other one is the sauce shenanigans. I like the word shenanigans.
I do too.
So can you just describe a little bit about these soon to be released books?
Yes. So when I was talking to a friend about, he's asked me, what are you doing currently? And I said, well, I'm finishing up this book, Dress to Impress, and talked about the salad dressings. And he says, well, that's all great. It's wonderful you're doing this. But how about writing a cookbook for all of us solo cooks? We often don't know, we eat chips over the sink, or we go out or whatever. Mm-hmm. So could you write a book for that? And I was thinking, well, I'm not really a solo cook. I always cook for a company. But I thought, well, challenge accepted. And before I started writing it, I was really thinking about, what do solo home cooks struggle with? What are their struggles? And how can I help them to overcome those, right? And so I thought, okay, fine, I'm having some fun. And so that's how I created that's how this book came together.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, similar to the tip I gave you at the beginning, mm-hmm. the way this book is structured is basically I created almost like kind of playing a game. While we're starting with how it's going to go down, that's our method. Mm-hmm. Then I'm giving you some choices for the base players. This is our veggies, our maybe potatoes, rice, whatever, broth. Then we're looking at the power players, which is the protein, and you can pick between plant-based or meat. And then we're looking at our flavor crew, because this is where it's going to take us, perhaps in an Italian direction or Indian direction or Thai or just simple salt and pepper. And then we're looking at the simple steps, how to pull it all together. And then at the end, I'm giving you some wild cards in case you want to be extra creative.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. And all these dishes that I put in there, they all have fun names, because you'll not find there chicken with mushroom soup, because what about if you don't like chicken and mushrooms? Mm-hmm. Then what?
Right.
But how about if you were to make Bangkok in a pan? Mm. How would you like that?
Yeah.
Or Lebanese snicker dish. Mm-hmm. Or ricotta, be kidding me. I love all my names.
See, that's why I really wanted you on this show, because these books are very different than what I think a lot of people are used to. This is fun. These books are like, I was turning the pages. It's salad dressing, right? People are like, it's salad dressing. No, it's a page turner. So I dare people. I'm pointing at the camera, double dog dare you. You got to do this. You got to go and order the book. You got to do it. Okay, so now the other thing, though, is that there are people that are happy to have a book and they go step by step and they're reading and everything, but you teach people online as well. So you have Rock the Kitchen 101 Masterclass. What is that?
So that is the extension of salad dressings, because now we're going into 5 game-changing techniques that when I went to culinary school, they really truly up-leveled my game in the kitchen. So we're going beyond the sauces. We're learning flavor profiles, techniques. We're cooking together salads, and we're using the dressings that we now know how to make. And then we're also going and exploring some quick to make yet yummy salad companions. So it's a whole expansion, but it's all online, self-paced, so you can do this on your own term. But I also offer live webinars where for 90 minutes we meet online, and I'll do some sort of a presentation and show you, for example, salad dressings, and then people can ask questions, and so it's more interactive. Mm-hmm. But the online 101 masterclass is do it yourself, but it's actually on a very fun platform, so you can collect points, you get some applause and some support and screaming and yay, you did it. So yeah, it's very fun.
I do. I love
I'm all
that.
about fun all the time. It has to be fun.
And that is good. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to get a little bit serious for just a moment because of all the work that you did. Like even when you were, teaching children years ago, there's a lot of transferable skills that you have for helping people in their personal life and their business life. So you have a coach, like a coaching business, and you wrote a book. So your coaching business is Break Loose and Fly.
Correct.
But the book here, Break Loose and Fly, 10 Practical Tools for Mastering Life's Challenges and Creating a Life You'll Love. Talk about the coaching work that you do.
Yes. So that book actually, when I meet people across, different platforms or whatnot, and I share my stories, for years and years I've heard, well, you should write a book. You should really write a book. Your life is so interesting. Your stories are so interesting. And when our charter business got shut down through COVID, I thought, well, what to do next? And so I decided to write this book, and it's all about overcoming challenges and literally creating a life that is more fulfilling, a life that you love. And in this particular book, it's all about my own challenges that I experienced in my life. So I'm sharing my own stories, and I'm giving you the tools that I use to overcome these challenges. So it's very personal, but it's very useful for anyone because those tools are not super complicated. They're just simply to apply. The only reason is you have to actually apply them.
Right, of course.
And that's my coaching too. When I coach people, it's all about helping them to unlock their potential, because I truly believe we all have in us what it takes. We just sometimes need a little help and encouragement to unlock it, right?
I think that all of us can understand the fact that when we're sitting within ourselves and we're thinking about a challenge or maybe a goal that we're even excited about, but we're in our own head space, right? But then sometimes that's why we talk to friends, because they know us, they love us. So sometimes somebody on the outside looking in can suggest something, but then it's at a higher level, a deeper level with you, because you're a coach. You know how to actually help people. So you're seeing people on the outside looking in, and that's why you're very effective at helping them get to whatever the steps are that they need to take.
Yes, and I'm very passionate. So when I went to coaching school, it was actually an energy leadership coaching school. And people ask me all the time, so what is energy leadership? It's actually very interesting, and it's very life-changing because it's a framework for personal development that makes you aware of how you show up in life and in stressful situations. And it makes you aware of your thoughts and reactions. And with awareness and understanding, you can make better choices. And that's what I help people with, to come to awareness and understanding and then decide how they want to show up in the future, and specifically under stress, because that is where things sometimes go sideways.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. So now, how do people get in touch with you for the coaching? What is your website for that?
Very simple, breaklooseandfly.com.
breaklooseandfly.com. Okay. And this book is also available on your website as well as Amazon.
And any other bookstore. So you can order it. And these ones will also, all the books will be on in any bookstore. You just have, if they don't have it on a shelf, you just ask for it and they will order it for you. Yeah.
Well, very good. What I want to just do very quickly, because we're almost out of time, is I just want to say a quick thank you to Libby Weissman again. I love the work that she is doing with seniors, with their homes, with she offers these amazing services under seniortransitionnavigator.com. We're talking about downsizing, decluttering, packing, moving, relocation, a lot more. She loves to sit and chat with people. You can first call her at 772-783-2800. Visit seniortransitionnavigator.com, luxury homes of the Treasure Coast.com. So we have about a minute, Cindy? About 1 minute. So 30 seconds, what would you like to just say to wrap it up?
Well, as I said, I believe we all are able to break loose and fly, and we all have within us what it takes. Sometimes we just need some help and encouragement, a little support to unlock that and bring it to life. So if you want to explore what's possible for you, you can reach out to me and either find me at rockthekitchen.net or breaklooseandfly.com.
I love that. So I just want to say thank you so very much. You know, I can't wait to try out some of these recipes, and I got to do that review for you. So these books are going to be wildly popular because they are truly very unique, very different than usual cookbooks. So thank you, Kerstin Decook. My name is Ellen Contreras, host of Treasure Coast Connector. Until next week, I miss you already.